Hello, everyone. My name is Nathan Mack, and just like many other teens in America, I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was in high school. As someone who has had multiple facets of his life affected by this condition, I have to effectively define what it is and describe some key facts about it. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder and is a neurological condition, meaning it affects the way your brain functions. The Boston Children's Hospital says ADHD is the most common neurodevelopmental disorder in childhood, affecting an estimated 5 to 7% of all school-age children. Although it is typically identified and diagnosed in childhood, it usually persists all the way through adolescence and adulthood, since it typically isn't something that goes away as you grow up. Obviously, it's different for everybody, but the common symptoms of ADHD include things like the inability to focus, a shorter attention span, easy distraction, fidgeting, and more. According to my research, hyperactivity is more common in children with ADHD, whereas inattentiveness is more common in adults. According to Paul Wender in his book ADHD, Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder in Children and Adults, for most ADHD children, hyperactivity is present and it's very hard to miss. According to author Mark Schneider's publication of Anatomical and Functional Brain Imaging in Adult Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, a Neurological View, adults exhibiting ADHD tend to be predominantly impaired by attention deficits and disorganization, whereas the hyperactivity and impulsivity part tends to move into the background. Now that I've described what ADHD is, I will now look into what causes it. Despite the fact there are no exact causes for ADHD, experts at the Boston Children's Hospital have concluded that it comes from a mixture of genetic and environmental variables. Individuals with the disorder function differently in their brains than others without it. According to the Cleveland Clinic, scientists have identified differences in the brain structure and activity of people with ADHD. This can include, but is not limited to, the decreased number of neurotransmitters in the brain. These neurotransmitters are chemicals such as dopamine and norepinephrine, which are essential for things such as motivation, behavior, and attention. Because of the partially unknown nature of ADHD, it is strictly identified and diagnosed through a series of physical, neurological, and psychological tests from various doctors. So that's what causes ADHD, but how is it treated? The primary treatment for ADHD is a prescription for a type of drug called psychostimulants. These stimulant drugs are mostly in the amphetamine family and go by the brand names of Adderall, Ritalin, and Vyvanse, to name a few. As a pharmacy technician at a retail drugstore, I process and fill many of these prescriptions every day. According to the website SingleCare, Adderall was the 6th most frequently prescribed medication in 2022. When I was diagnosed with ADHD years ago, I was immediately put on one of these stimulants to alleviate my symptoms. My doctor explained to me that they work by increasing the number of neurotransmitters in your brain and causing the synapses between them to fire quickly for a faster communication between the parts of your brain. In a publication from Oxford University Press titled Stimulant Drugs and ADHD Basic and Clinical Neuroscience, author Mary Solanto states that a serendipitous observation made more than 60 years ago revealed that psychostimulants ameliorate symptoms of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder in children. This kind of medicinal therapy isn't for everybody, however, and some of my research recommended behavioral therapy as an additional solution. To conclude, ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, is a neurological condition that affects millions of people worldwide. It is characterized by symptoms of inattention, hyperactivity, and impulsivity, which can have a significant impact on a person's daily life. However, with proper diagnosis and treatment, individuals with ADHD can lead fulfilling lives and achieve their goals. Thank you all so much for listening.